Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and to this video, which today is going to be a November wrap-up slash my December TBR, which is also just kind of the end of the year TBR, like the books that I want to read before New Year's, which is crazy. Tomorrow is December 1st. This video probably comes out like December 2nd maybe, I don't know, but I'm so excited for Christmas. So of course the TBR is gonna have some Christmas books in it, but I'm going to start out by talking about the books that I read in November. Most of them I'm just gonna go through kind of quickly because they're all in my reading vlog that I posted recently, so I've already talked about them. So if you want to see like my reactions to them and all of that, you can go watch that vlog, but I'll still talk about them here, don't worry. So the first book that I finished in November, I actually started at the end of October, was Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver, and I absolutely loved that book and I gave it 5 stars. Which is like my only 5 stars in a while, I would say. I don't even remember the last time I gave a book 5 stars, honestly. It doesn't happen super often anymore. But the book is basically just about West and Skylar, who meet in this small town where Weston already lives, and he's a single dad who has 2 kids, and his kids are adorable. Like I love kids in books, honestly, and these two were they were so cute. It's a little boy and girl, and they were just adorable, and I love the interactions they had with Skylar. It's a small town romance and is one of us is famous, so Skylar is a famous pop star, like singer, country singer, and then she ends up in the small town living on Weston's property, and then the rest is history. And it's just so good and cute, and I just love Elsie Silver's writing in general. I just love it so much. Like, I love her books so much. I still have yet to read her first series, but I will. I own 2 out of 4 of them, and I need to read them one day. Then I read Phantasma by Schmidt, which is a fantasy, and I had heard great things about it. I, however, did not love it, but I have also heard that a lot of people love it because they like the spice in it, and I'm not really someone who likes smut or spice. I actually often skip those scenes, at least in a lot of books. It depends on how it's written, but for that one, I definitely skipped most of it, and I think that was the reason why I didn't really love it, because there was a lot of it. It only spanned over 1 week, and I didn't feel really any connection between the 2 characters. But it's about Ophelia, whose sister kind of goes missing, and she believes that she has entered Phantasma, which is this competition with deadly games. I think it's the 9 circles of hell. So each level it gets worse and worse, and the games are destined to kill you. So she enters the games as well to try and find her sister, and then she makes a deal with a ghost or a devil or whatever he is. And that's obviously like the love interest. I just thought the book was very predictable, like the big things and stuff that were happening. I was like, oh, I already saw that coming. Like, I was like, is that it? Like, is nothing more gonna happen? And then the end of the book was also so rushed. Like, it was just all of a sudden, bam, it's over, and then you turn the last page and you're like, oh, that was it? Like, okay. So it was just kind of disappointing. I don't know if I said, but I gave it 3 stars. It just wasn't for me. Then I read Bride by Ali Hazelwood, which is also kind of a fantasy. I mean, it is a fantasy, but it's werewolves and vampires, but they kind of still live in the real world, and they're just like the human territory, the vampire territory, the werewolf territory, and the werewolves and vampires are kind of at war against each other, so they decide to have an arranged marriage, which is where our main character, whose name is Misery, comes in, and she has to marry the leader of the werewolves, whose name is Lo, and it's kind of, I mean, it's enemies to lovers because they are enemies, but Misery doesn't really care because she's been living with the humans because she doesn't really like being a vampire or like being with the vampires, so she didn't really mind going in to be with the werewolves instead. And I thought this book was so good. I gave it 4 stars, and I was giggling, kicking my feet, like blushing. I thought it was so funny. I thought the main character Misery was hilarious. Everything she said, almost, I was laughing. All her little comments, because I just imagine her saying it in kind of like a monotone voice, and just she would be so good like on the screen. I need someone to make a movie adaptation of this book. And then I read 3 more books that weren't in the vlog, but I'm gonna encapsulate them together because it's from the same series, and I can't really explain what like exactly what happens in book 2 or 3 without spoiling it, so I'm just gonna mash them together. But I started the Ruthless Boys series, which, if you know of Zodiac Academy, Ruthless Boys is a series that it's in the same universe, but it happens like 6 or so years before Zodiac Academy takes place, like the first book in there. So it has some of the characters that are in Zodiac Academy in the later books and whatnot. You see them while they're in school, but they don't go to Zodiac Academy. They go to Aurora Academy, which is like it's the least prestigious academy like in all of their country, like the world. There are gang members and a lot of crime happening over there. And two of the main characters are gang leaders, so they're kind of mortal enemies. But the book is like, this series is nothing like I've ever read before. I've read the first, second, and third, and I'm currently 40% through the fourth one. But it's reverse harem. I don't know if that's how you say it, but whatever. So it means that in this series there is one girl who dates 4 guys. Like they all... It sounds so awkward every time I say it. Yeah, I've never read anything like it before, and I probably would never have picked it up if it wasn't because I love Zodiac Academy, and I wanted more of the universe. Plus some of these characters, like one of them especially, I really loved in Zodiac Academy, so I wanted to read the books for him. But he's a very different person in these compared to when he's in Zodiac Academy, but I'm excited to see him starting to change. But it's basically about Elise, whose brother gets murdered at this school, and she doesn't go there, and the police are just saying that it was an overdose, but she does not believe that. She decides to start going to the school and figure out what happened, and that's basically like I think all 5 books, because we haven't figured it out yet. So it's kind of a murder mystery, like you're trying to figure out who did it. And she believes in the beginning that it's one of the 4 guys that she ends up dating, because they're the 4 most popular guys at school. So she kind of goes there to figure out like who did it, but then she ends up getting romantically involved with all 4 of them. And yes, they are aware of each other. So it's not cheating in that sense, because they all know. But yeah, that's basically just like what it's about. It's mostly just like her trying to figure out what happened to her brother. And then we also get chapters that are from her brother's point of view when he was still alive. And you kind of see it slowly like going down. I think it starts like, I don't know, 18 months or something before he dies, and you see like what happened. I think that's kind of an interesting thing to like see it from his point of view, like what he went through and why he did all these things and stuff. But those were all the books that I read in November. And now we're going to talk about the books that I am hopefully going to read in December. Also, if you couldn't tell from my November TBR, if you watched my TBR, Jar picks my November reads, I didn't read any of them. I'm sorry. I do plan to read some of these that I put on my December TBR though. Like, I promise. So the first one that I put on the list is actually a book I've had on here for probably the 3rd year now, but I have never read a Christmas book because for some reason always in December I end up in a reading slump. Currently I'm not in a reading slump, but I'm just reading books that aren't Christmassy. Anyways, I want to read Love Light Farm's Fake Dating, and it takes place at a Christmas tree farm. Like, it's the girl's like favorite Christmas tree farm or something, and she's trying to save it, so she enters a competition that an influencer is having to try and earn money so that she can save the Christmas tree farm, and then she ends up fake dating her best friend. Not sure why they have to fake date, but I think maybe because the couple, like, it will give them more publicity or something on social media. Don't know, but I'm really excited to read it, honestly. I've heard great things about it, and I know it's a series, so I think the other books in the series aren't Christmas related. But then we have My December Darling by Lauren Asher, which is actually just like a short little novella. I think it's like 250 pages or something. It's a small town romance where the girl is the maid of honor of her sister's wedding, and the guy the sister is marrying is her ex-boyfriend. Insane, honestly. But she starts having a thing with the best man, which then also is her ex-boyfriend's best friend. So that's a little bit awkward. So I'm excited to read that and see how that ends up. And then I have some books that aren't Christmas related, but it's just the 4th and the 5th book in the Ruthless Boys series. I really want to read those. Like I said, I'm 40% through the 4th one, so I'm sure that I'll get through those. I'll probably read both that one and the 5th one before I start reading the Christmas books, because I can't focus on anything else. Like, I need to know, because the murder mystery is still going on, so I still don't know. I need to see how it ends before I can like focus on other books. But you know what, I still have a whole month of December. And then I have a short little novella, which is This Winter by Alice Oseman, which, if you don't know, she's the author of the Heartstopper series, and after watching Heartstopper I absolutely fell in love with it. I know it's kind of cringy, and like I do agree with that, but then I'm also thinking about the fact that they're 14/15 years old. We were probably all also that cringe when we were that age, so I'm trying to look apart from that, because I do think that they are adorable and so cute, and I love Nick and Charlie. So this winter is just a little Christmas novella in the Heartstopper universe. So excited to read that. I'm also wishing, like, I have put all the Heartstopper books on my Christmas wish list. Then the only physical book in this whole entire video is this one, which is The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. I bought this when I was in London, and I also bought the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Didn't end up reading it. Now fall is over. It's gonna have to wait for next year. I did get this one, which is a Grumpy Sunshine, but where the girl is grumpy and the guy is sunshine. Kira North hates Christmas, and she ends up buying a Christmas tree farm in a little cute town, and this guy ends up going there on vacation to try and get a break from his life. It kind of sounds like a Hallmark movie, just saying, but he ends up trying to help her set up the Christmas tree farm and stuff. So it's their little romance. It seems all the Christmas books are not very long, so I feel like I could get through them all. It's only like 350 pages, and some of these are 250, so I'm really excited to read this. And it looks so cute. The last book that I have on my December TBR is The Christmas Claus, which is also kind of a short book. It's also only 250 pages, so. But basically it's a famous hockey star who gets transferred to a different hockey team. He gets transferred to his hometown, which he never wanted to go back to. And then the love interest is his videographer, who is trying to get like really good footage of him because it could make or break her career. And obviously there's a little romance going on between them, so I'm excited to see that. I love hockey romances, honestly, so I have high hopes for that one. And then also because it's short, which I really love, honestly. I feel like in Christmas time, honestly, you need a short book because it just makes it so much easier. But I can tell that this video is going to be like really short, so I hope that's okay because I will be posting a vlog soon. I'm actually filming a vlog literally today, so keep an eye out for that. Let me know in the comments if you have any, like what you have on your TBR for December, or if you have like any Christmas book recommendations, or if you've read any of the ones that I mentioned. I guess that was all I really wanted to say. Merry Christmas, you guys, or like just happy December. I hope you'll get in the Christmas spirit. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!